Hello again, basketball fans. Welcome to High School Hoops Weekly. I'm Rachel George, joined this week by our videographer, Aaron Schoonmaker, who has stepped in to help host the show. Plenty of basketball to talk about. We are at Ashley High School, and we will have more later in the show from girls coach Adrian Gale. But you are going to start us off with that team.
Yeah, we're going to talk to Coach a little later on. But basically what Ashley has done this year is they have played inconsistent at times, but good for the most part. They return a good, solid portion of their lineup, 4 starters. And really in their 3 losses, they're 11-3 on the year. Their only 3 losses, they have really just turned the ball over and killed themselves. They finished 6th in the holiday tournament and really have just gone on from there and really improved their game. They are coming off a win Friday night, beat New Hanover in a 1-point game. 4 players averaging at least 8 points per game. They're very consistent, top to bottom of their lineup, and really they can go as far as they can take themselves. The only thing that they can do to lose is to beat themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned those 4 players, Jasmine Kelly, Kelsey Hopper, Ashley Altman, and Crystal Harrell. Like you said, all over 8 points. And certainly this is a competitive conference, so to be 2-0 already, a good start for them.
Absolutely.
Another team that's 2-0, Laney, starts 8-4, still unbeaten in the conference, has beat Hoggard and Rose, which is a good start for them. They're a dangerous team that, last year we said they were kind of rebuilding, and they don't have maybe the same caliber of players they've had, the Quita Wallace, Tara Jackson type players, but they're a pretty good team, a little solid team all around. Obviously, Cabrina Truesdale, now a junior, leading the way at the point, but we've seen other players step up. Tori Parker and Amber Donier in the post have played well. Girls like Lindsay Volman, Allie Stillwell, and Rebecca Burke. Players that were more role players in the past are really, taking on bigger responsibilities, and that certainly helped them get to where they are so far, which is tied for first in the conference with the Screaming Eagles.
Right.
Pretty good for them. We'll switch over now to the boys, and we put them in here this week because we both think Topsville is going to be a team to watch. Tell me why.
Well, new coach, new leading player on this team, you didn't really know what to expect at the beginning. They have a 7-7 record on the year, but don't be fooled by that. They have played quite possibly one of the toughest schedules in the area. It's a smaller school. They've played Hanover twice, fell both times, played Hoggard twice, lost both times, but that second time they improved by 10 points in their differential margin. They've split with Ashley. They've played Pender very closely in a 2-point game there. And then their 1 conference loss. They're 3-1 in conference, and that was to East Duplin, who we know was the regional championship last year. So, toughest schedule around, in my opinion. It's really boding well. They're a 500 team, 3-1 in the conference, and this is a team that lost their leading scorer last year. They lost Cannon Roos, and his not so little younger brother has really filled in for him. He's one of 4 players on the team, averaging over 7 with over 6 rebounds. So this is another team with really good balance. 4 really good, strong players that can score, that can rebound, that can really move the ball well.
Yeah, and certainly Jeff Gainey, taking over for Coach Rodney, or last year was one of the best years that Topsville's had in quite some time. But Cannon Roosin graduates, and his nearly 30 points a game go with him. But to have guys like Tyree Blakely, Elliot Matthews, Will Thomas, and Connor step up, they're really going to be a team to watch in a new conference in the 2A East Central this year. I would definitely keep an eye out on them.
Absolutely.
Another team, I don't want to say we've been surprised. I'm never surprised when this team is good, but New Hanover is off to a 9-4 start, 2-0. Lost to Jacksonville in a non-conference game on Monday by 14, and it might end up being a great thing for the Wildcats. Talked to Coach Kirk Angel this morning, and he said, we've got kind of a younger team. There's 2 seniors, Cole Daly and Detwan Rogers. Those 2, along with point guard Freddie Jackson, who's a junior, are really leading the way, but kind of that was a little bit of a wake-up call. It is worth noting, Jackson in that game, 25 points, 11 rebounds, 8 assists, 4 steals, so a stellar effort from them, but definitely something they needed, to let them know we're not, unbeatable. We've got a tough conference, things like that. Again, kind of a balanced thing, less so than these other teams, but those 3 guys I just mentioned are doing pretty well. Cole Daly, 18 points, Detwan Rogers, 15, and Freddie Jackson, 13. And the thing that Coach Kirk Angel has been surprised with is he's got 2 sophomores, Mike Hickey and Thomas Johnson, who've been playing regularly. And stat-wise, we're not seeing them contribute as much, but they're really giving the bigger guys a spark, or the older guys a spark. So certainly good things coming from them if they can keep things going the right way.
Absolutely, and that's going to be a conference that's really going to be competitive throughout, top to bottom. That's going to be competitive. And so if you can get that younger help from those sophomores, that's really going to go a long way, especially down the stretch.
All right, we are joined by Ashley girls coach Adrian Gale. Her team now 11-3, 2-0 in the Mid-Eastern Conference. 6th place finish in the Time Warner Cable Holiday Classic. I know you weren't happy with them, but how have they been doing since then?
I can't say that I'm not unhappy with them.
Right.
I'm a little disappointed in the way the games turned out. We played decently through the tournament. We lost one in overtime,
Right.
and then lost by 3 to Laney. And on the last day, they're a little tired from the overtime, and then an emotional win beating Hoggart. So, we wish those results could have been a little bit different, but not really, too upset with them.
Right. Off to a 2-0 start in the conference, and this year it really could be wide open with the parity between the teams. How important was it for you guys to start off well, before you have, these weeks of, just one game a week?
Oh, it was great. I was actually talking to one of my seniors, Kelsey Hopper, the other day, and with the conference only having, 5 teams besides yourself in it, we were like 10 games, and she's like, oh my God, I can't believe we don't only have 10 games in the conference. Yeah. It's like, not that you don't have to stress that everyone's important, but everyone matters. All of them count, and, to have a 2-0 start is great, and we just want to continue and go on from that.
Yeah. We were talking about you guys returned 4 starters this year, and all 4 of those girls are averaging 8 points or better. So you guys are really balanced. How has that been helpful to you guys to, not have opponents be able to key on one player, but to be able to spread it around?
That's been our asset, I think. That's our most valuable asset, is that we are well balanced. And a scoring attack is not just on, one person or focused on 2 people, but we can spread the ball around, and a lot of different people can score for us. And that's what we say. Let's try to how we motivate our girls. Who's going to guard you? Who are they picking to guard today? Right. Because of our well-balanced team.
All right. Well, thank you, Adrian. Certainly good luck for the rest of the way. Be sure to join us next week as we look at more basketball from around the area. But for this week, this is Rachel George for High School Hoops Weekly on StarNewsOnline.com.